Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, Mark, we're diving into something pretty wild in the world of drones.
Oh man, this is the cool part, Jenny. We're talking about drones that can practically think times for themselves. I'm so excited about this. Teledyne FLIR's new Prism Supervisor software.
Okay, wait, let me get this straight. We're not just talking about drones that follow a set path, right? These are drones that can, adapt to what's happening around them?
Exactly. That's the core of it. It's not just pre-programmed stuff. This software integrates AI, so the drone can make decisions in asterisk real time. Think about it this way. It is kind of like a video game, but the drone is making its own choices based on what its time sees.
That's fascinating. But where does the thinking happen? Is it sending data back to some central computer?
That's the brilliant part. It's all happening times on time the drone. They call it AI at the edge. So basically what's happening is, it's got this powerful processor, a Qualcomm QCS8450, crunching all this data right there in the moment.
Hold up, can we break that down? Why is it so important to have the processing times on time the drone? Wouldn't the cloud be, powerful enough?
Here's the thing about relying on the cloud. Latency. Imagine a drone in a search and rescue operation, or, say, a military scenario. It needs to react times instantly. Sending data back and forth to the cloud takes time, even with a great connection. And, in a lot of these situations, you might not have a reliable connection. Think remote areas, or places where the signal is being jammed. AI at the edge means it can operate independently.
I can already hear our listeners thinking, okay, that makes sense for emergencies, but what about everyday use?
Well, think about things like infrastructure inspection. You could have a drone inspecting power lines or pipelines in the middle of nowhere. It can identify potential problems, flag them, and even adjust its inspection route on the fly, without needing constant human input.
You know what this reminds me of? Those nature documentaries where you see a flock of birds or a school of fish all moving together in perfect sync.
That's a great analogy. And Prism Supervisor can actually handle multiple times drones working together. They call it multi-UAV coordination. It's like a coordinated swarm, all sharing information and making decisions as a unit.
So it's not just about covering more ground, it's about, a collective intelligence?
Precisely. They can communicate with each other through mesh networking and synchronize their missions. I was just reading about a case study where this cut down search and rescue mission times by over 60% compared to using a single drone.
Wow. Okay, that's significant. So who's actually using this technology right now?
Well, Teledyne FLIR has a strong history in the defense sector. This software integrates with some of their existing military-grade drones, like the Black Hornet Nano UAV, so you can imagine the applications there.
Right, intelligence, surveillance, things like that. But it also mentions reducing training time for operators. How does that work?
Because the system is so much more autonomous, it simplifies the operator's job. They're not having to micromanage every single movement. The AI handles a lot of the routine tasks, freeing up the human to focus on the bigger picture. There is this quote from the Teledyne FLIR VP of Product Management, Dan Walker, that speaks about bridging the gap between planning the mission and actually executing it.
I have to ask the obvious question, though. With all this autonomy, are there any, times concerns?
Of course. And that's a conversation we need to be having. Think about surveillance applications. There are major privacy implications with drones that can autonomously collect and analyze data.
This might sound weird, but are there rules, like international rules or something, about how this kind of technology can be used?
There are regulations like GDPR in Europe and CCPA in California, which are all about data privacy. Companies developing this technology have to build in safeguards to comply with those laws.
So what's the future of this? Where do you see this going, Mark?
I think we're going to see even deeper integration of AI, more sophisticated decision-making, more ability to handle complex, unpredictable situations, and not just in drones, but across all sorts of autonomous systems. And the military applications, they are only just starting. They are looking to integrate with architectures like JADC2. Wait. It gets even better. The software is looking to offer cognitive EW resistance in the near future.
It's exciting and a little bit scary, all at the same time. It really makes you think about the balance between innovation and responsible use.
Exactly. And that's the conversation we need to keep having. Thanks for exploring this with me, Jenny.
Always a pleasure, Mark. And thanks to all of you for listening. Join us next time as we delve into another fascinating corner of the tech world.